Okay. Did it all come off?
Yeah, that was
Pretty
awesome.
good.
Yeah, like the water repellency of that outer layer is pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is good.
Your mittens are soaked.
That's to be expected. Hey skiers, it's Bob with skiessentials.com up here on top of Mount Mansfield. Beautiful morning here, some snow falling out of the sky. What better time than to do another outerwear review? This time I have a Black Crows Freebird Xpore top and bottom kit. This definitely falls on their technical, more mountaineering side of the spectrum, and for a company like Black Crows, like based out of France in the Alps, I think it makes a lot of sense that they have something like this. Definitely for me and skiing in the resort, it's a bit more minimalistic than what I'm used to, but you can definitely see kind of the need and how this suit, you know, really fits in with what Black Crows is trying to do from the mountaineering, backcountry, and touring perspective. But really high quality all throughout, and just a really awesome suit, top and bottom. Starting with the fit, I'm about 6'2", 225 pounds. This is an extra large top and bottom. I was a little bit concerned that it would kind of follow more of like a slimmer European style fit, but I don't really think that's the case. I think this XL fits pretty pretty well. The only time I'd really downsize is with a coat going to a large, but I think this thing fits pretty well. You know, good motion. No problem at all there. And then pants, one of my big issues is just getting the things around my legs, so I do have to upsize for that, but they fit great in the waist and long enough. One of my pet peeves is when the cuff comes up too high, so I think the length of the inseam of these pants is just fine for my size and for my weight. So from a fit perspective, I'm pretty impressed with how this XL fits on me. And then we go to features from there. Definitely, you know, kind of, I would say this thing kind of blends having, you know, nice features for what it's for, but not a lot, you know, so keeping with that minimalistic trend, you know, there's not a whole lot going on from a features perspective. Take my mitts off here and kind of open up some zippers. Pass pocket, super handy. And then the one thing you'll notice, and this is kind of keeping with the minimalistic trend, is that there's no like standard pockets here. There's two chest pockets that are pretty deep, so you can really get in there, put a bunch of stuff in there. Nice tape zippers, covered seams, you know, all those things are really, you know, that sticks with keeping any type of moisture out. Got a little goggle wipe attached here, so that's like one of the cool little things about it. But two big chest pockets, and then this covered pocket here definitely has, you know, if I were to put my phone in my coat, I would put it here. Just keeps that everything nice and sealed up. But that's pretty much it for pockets. There is these front flap openings. I don't know if I'm flexible enough to reach it, but they go right to the, there we go. They go right all the way in. You can see my holy wool sweatshirt in there.
That's awesome.
But, you know, no mesh fabric. And that's part of the deal of having, you know, these more technical outerwears, is that there's not as much material. They do that to keep the weight down, which certainly makes sense. Then I got a nice hood. Definitely helpful in the rain. Zips up nice and good. There is one little adjustment there on the back. I don't know if you could see that, but you can tighten that thing up pretty easily. But I think it fits great over the helmet. You know, obviously muffles my voice when I'm talking to you, but overall, I'm not a big hood guy, but satisfied with the hoods. And then inside, two pretty big lightweight mesh pockets here. Like, you can definitely fit a bunch of stuff in these mesh pockets. They're easy to access, and that's part of the deal. There's no powder skirt on this thing, but there is this bottom cinch with this silicone material here, so it will stick to the bottom of your pants. You just have to dial it in through this little jobby here, but pretty easy, not too hard. But again, you know, it's not like a regular kind of resort coat in terms of those features. I'll get this thing zipped back up. And then for the pants, pardon, again, no standard pockets, which is a little bit strange, but it makes sense. You know, we have our thigh pockets here, pretty easy to access, and then you can kind of get that camera in there and see where I keep my phone. It's got this nice little phone sleeve, which is great. You know, we've skied this thing in the rain a bunch of times, and that has not gotten wet at all. And then another pocket here, again with the no mesh on the vents, so that just goes right to whatever you're wearing underneath. And then my favorite part of these pants is the gaiter. So this yellow material, very soft, very stretchy, with that silicone material there, really holds nice and tight, and then just keeps everything out. You know, had no issues with that whatsoever.
Bob, tell me a little bit about those cuffs.
I'll tell you about these cuffs, Jeff. Thank you for reminding me. These are definitely more of a mountaineering cuff versus a resort cuff. So you're gonna need a gauntlet style glove or mitten, which I do not have. So my issue, and those without gauntlet gloves, is that it's hard to get the cuff over. I can do it on one, but then I have to ask Jeff for help to get the other one on. So definitely, if you're looking at a coat like this, it makes sense to have the gauntlet glove to pull over, easy on, easy off. But that's kind of one of my criticisms of the features of this coat. Not a deal breaker, just means you have to be more exact with the gloves.
I would venture a guess that if you were mountaineering in Chamonix every day instead of skiing lifts at Stowe, you would love those cuffs.
Totally, and they are nice. You know, like definitely makes sense for what it's for. You know, like other coats, they have kind of that gaiter or that cuff built in. You know, whether it has a thumb hole or whatnot, like my underlayer here. That's it for features. Moving on to fabric. This is a 3-layer material, polyester. We got this outer shell, middle liner, and then this inner material. It is 52% recycled material, which is pretty cool just from a sustainability standpoint. And that's same for both jacket and pants. And what you're getting with this is a 25K waterproofing and a 16K breathability. It's basically breathable rainwear. So like we've had I think I skied 5 days in a row in the rain and didn't get wet at all. Just beaded right off. Even sitting on the chairlift, it really keeps you dry. So if you're looking for something, if you're out in the elements, you know, wet, snow, rain, whatever may come your way, this is just a crazy, crazy weatherproof layer, top and bottom. Pretty impressive. We do have the Cordura material down here, guard from scuffs, which I really like. And then just, you know, kind of the downside of having this thin of a material is that you do have to layer properly underneath. You know, I have a mid-layer wool sweater, and this, it's about 27 degrees, and I'm on the chilly side. So there's no insulation to this top and the bottom. But that also gives it a super lightweight. Like it basically feels like you have nothing on. So that's the huge benefit for mountaineering, for backcountry. Anytime that weight is an issue, this is a great option for that type of skier and outdoor person. But yeah, really, really technical material, keeps everything out, you know, no doubt. You put this hood up, it is probably the most waterproof thing I've ever worn other than like a straight up poncho. And the fact that it breathes is pretty impressive. So really impressed with the fabric of this thing. Keeps everything out, really just keeps you sheltered from the elements. And if you're out in the Alps or Rocky Mountains and you're doing days-long trips, like that's a huge benefit. So that comes with the cost. You know, it's not the cheapest stuff out there, but you're getting just a super high level of performance and technology out of this Black Crows, this Xpore kit. Love this thing on anything rainy, anything wet. You got to layer up under it. That's kind of the key. And you need gauntlet gloves. But other than that, super impressed with this top and bottom. So check this thing out at skiessentials.com, and we'll see you out there on the hill. Bye.